So I now want to transition to Zach Wilson. Because a lot of people think that I hate Zach Wilson. Personally, I don't hate Zach Wilson. I don't hate any NFL player at all. I just think that when you put your opinions out there and you critique these players, when you're giving honest criticisms about a player and you're putting your opinions out there, a lot of people label that as hate. No, it's not hate. I'm just giving my honest evaluation about how I feel about Zach Wilson. But I don't hate Zach Wilson. He's done nothing for me to hate him, okay? I'm just not the biggest fan of him. I felt that Justin Fields and Trey Lance and Trevor Lawrence should have all been drafted ahead of him. And, well, Trevor Lawrence was drafted ahead of him, but not Trey Lance and Justin Fields. But that's neither here nor there. Zach Wilson does have talent. He definitely could prove me wrong, but I just felt that Zach Wilson was very overhyped. You know, some people were comparing him to Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, saying, oh, these crazy off-platform throws. He's the next Aaron Rodgers, next Patrick Mahomes. And let's be real, people. Let's slow down. He's not close to those two guys as quarterbacks. Not even close. And will never be better. He'll never be better than Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. Let's get that out of the way. But I think there's one thing we all can agree on here. Whether we like Zach Wilson or we don't think Zach Wilson is quite our cup of tea, we can all agree on this. There is major pressure on Zach Wilson to become a great franchise quarterback for the New York Jets. Because here's the thing. Zach Wilson was the number 2 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. And I don't know about all of you listeners out there and people that listen to this great show right here. Appreciate your support. But here's the thing. I don't know about you guys, but if I have the 2nd overall pick and I'm drafting a quarterback, I would hope that quarterback becomes better than someone like, I don't know, Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Tua Tagovailoa. That's a big knock that I have on Tua. You know, Tua Tagovailoa was a top 5 pick. And to me, Tua Tagovailoa is an average quarterback right now. I think that his ceiling is slightly above average starter. I don't think Tua has star potential. That's why I am a little bit harder on Tua, because I think that, well, if you're drafted in the top 5, if your quarterback is Jared Goff or Jimmy Garoppolo, then I'm kind of disappointed. Because in today's NFL, there's so many good quarterbacks, okay? Now, here's the thing. Not only does Zach Wilson have to be a great quarterback, because, well, if you're drafting with a 2nd overall pick, if your quarterback turns into Jimmy Garoppolo or Jared Goff, that's a disappointment, okay? He also has to be better than Justin Fields and Trey Lance and Mac Jones, because he was drafted ahead of those guys. You want your quarterback to be the best one, okay? Zach Wilson has to win big games. He has to be better than Justin Fields and Trey Lance and probably Mac Jones, because you had an opportunity to pick between those 4 quarterbacks and you chose Zach Wilson. Okay? I'm sorry, but there's a reason people are still knocking the San Francisco 49ers for picking Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers. You want to know why? Because, oh, well, the 49ers had an opportunity to draft Aaron Rodgers. Duh. Okay? So, Zach Wilson not only has to be a great quarterback, not only has to be better than Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones, he also has to be better than Sam Darnold, too. And I'm not ruling out Sam Darnold turning his career around with the Carolina Panthers, because he's going to have star wide receivers to throw to. He'll have a great running back in Christian McCaffrey at his disposal. I think Matt Rule is one of the best young coaches in the NFL. I think Carolina's defense is actually for real. And if they improve their offensive line next year, they could be a legitimate playoff team very, very soon. And people forget, the Jets had an opportunity to keep Sam Darnold on their roster and to develop him and keep things going with Sam Darnold. But Joe Douglas decided, hey, we're not going to do that. Zach Wilson is such a talented quarterback prospect that we're going to ditch Sam Darnold, a former top 5 pick, a guy that had a ton of promise at USC. We're going to say, bye-bye Sam Darnold, hello Zach Wilson. The Jets had an opportunity to trade down and get a ton of draft capital to improve the roster around Sam Darnold, but they bailed on Sam Darnold. And here's the thing, people. If Sam Darnold goes to Carolina and lights it up, and Zach Wilson becomes not very good with the Jets, Joe Douglas and that front office and the Jets overall, they're going to have to answer a lot of questions. And I don't know if Zach Wilson can overcome a lot of these things. I even said in the past, I don't know if Zach Wilson is going to live up to the hype with the New York Jets because he has an unproven coach in Robert Saleh. Mike LaFleur has never called a single play in the NFL, and calling plays is a whole different animal. You can know offense, but calling plays and designing plays and having a feel within a game, it's a whole lot more different than just knowing offense. You see guys all the time that know a lot about offense, that can design plays, but for whatever reason, once game time hits, they're just not great play callers because play calling is all about feel and adaptation and understanding what your quarterback's strengths are and understanding what a defense is doing at this very moment. And you're constantly having to adjust on the fly because NFL defenses, they're going to adjust and you're going to have to make adjustments as well. So let's just slow down on this, Robert Saleh, Mike LaFleur, hype train because they're just unproven. We don't know what they're going to be. Not to mention the offensive line still isn't very good. The wide receivers are limited. The Jets really don't have a true tight end that I feel confident saying, oh, that tight end's really good. And the division is very tough because Buffalo, New England, and Miami, they have real rosters. So I'm rooting for Zach Wilson. I hope that he does well. But Zach Wilson has a lot to overcome. And there's major pressure on Zach Wilson as the quarterback for the New York Jets going forward. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.